I bought a weird toy from the dark web and now a killer is chasing me. Part 2. Hey Reddit, it's me again. I wasn't sure if I should update you all, but I need to get this out. Things have gotten worse and I'm terrified. I don't know who else to turn to. After my last post, I decided to leave the motel. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. I drove to a town a few hours away, thinking I could start fresh and maybe find some answers. I rented a small cabin in a remote area, hoping the isolation would keep me safe. The first night in the cabin was quiet. I almost convinced myself that it was over, that maybe I had imagined everything. But deep down, I knew better. The second night, I woke up to the sound of scratching at my door. I grabbed a flashlight and crept towards the sound. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it would burst out of my chest. I opened the door, and there it was, the doll. Its face was more cracked than before, and one of its eyes was missing. It was holding another note, this one smeared with something that looked like blood but smelled rancid. The note read, "You can't run." I slammed the door shut and bolted it. I called the police, but they were no help. They said there was no evidence of a crime and that I should stop wasting their time. I felt helpless. That night, I barely slept. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw those cold, soulless eyes staring at me. I decided to search the dark web again, hoping to find some information about the doll or the seller. After hours of digging, I found a forum discussing cursed objects. One thread caught my eye, a post about a doll that matched the description of mine. The replies were filled with horror stories of people who had owned the doll and how their lives had been ruined. Some had gone missing, others had gone mad. The last reply was from someone claiming to have survived the curse. They mentioned a ritual to break the connection, but the instructions were vague and incomplete. Desperate, I decided to try the ritual. It involved a mirror, salt and fire. I gathered everything I needed and followed the steps as best as I could. I placed the doll in front of the mirror, surrounded it with a circle of salt and set it on fire. For a moment, I thought it was working. The doll started to burn, and I felt a glimmer of hope. Then the lights went out. The room plunged into darkness, and I heard whispers all around me. I fumbled for my flashlight and shone it on the doll. It was no longer burning. Instead, it was standing upright, its remaining eye glowing with an eerie light. The whispers grew louder, turning into a cacophony of voices, each one more sinister than the last. I grabbed the doll and threw it into the fireplace, hoping the flames would consume it. But as soon as it touched the fire, the flames died out. I backed away, terrified. The doll's eye was fixed on me and I could feel its malevolent presence. Then I saw him again. The tall figure in black, standing in the corner of the room. His eyes were the same cold, soulless voids I had seen before. He stepped forward and the whispers stopped. In a voice that sounded like nails on a chalkboard, he said, "You can't escape your fate." I ran. I grabbed my car keys and fled the cabin, not caring where I went as long as it was far away from that place. I drove for hours, not stopping until I reached a city. I checked into another motel, exhausted and scared out of my mind. That was 2 days ago. Since then, I've been on the move, never staying in one place for too long. But no matter where I go, I can feel the doll's presence. Every night, I hear scratching at my door and see shadows moving outside my window. The figure in black haunts my dreams, always whispering the same thing. "You can't run." I'm running out of options. I don't know how to break this curse or if it's even possible. All I know is that I'm being hunted and I don't have much time left. If anyone out there has any experience with this kind of thing, please, I need your help. I can't keep living like this, and I fear that the end is near.